Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be working on the V2, and this will be the final episode for the V2. And the one thing we're going to be doing here is replacing that mystery chunk, which is no longer a mystery. And I mentioned that in my prior video that it has been found, and I now have the part. It is like a stud on the bottom of a boot. It's actually a split rivet. I don't know if you can see that. Will it focus? Maybe. Anyways, there is a metal coating on this that has to be removed, or at least you should remove it, because we have to grind down the edges, because it's, I don't know if you can pick it up there, it's kind of circular. There's like these little lips around it. They got to be shaved off, and if you grind it and without removing that coating, it can get in the air and it can make you sick. So I'm going to be wearing a mask when doing this, and to do that I need to heat it up with the blowtorch, and then I'm going to, when it's cherry red, I'm going to scrub it with a wire brush, and then I'm just going to let it cool off, and then after that I'm going to straighten the little tines or whatever they're called, and I have to remove this old one, which just unscrews, and then I'm going to drill a bigger hole that'll fit the width of the split rivet after I've got them straightened, and then split that rivet again, and it should be good to go. So it doesn't sound like a ton of stuff, but really it's going to be a lot of little steps. So these things are interesting. They are little studs that are on the bottom of a boot. Here's like an example of some that are still in the leather, and they're really difficult to remove. I've not removed them. Somebody sent me this as is. Also, don't contact me looking for these, because I don't have any for sale. I don't plan to ever purchase enough to sell any. I just have some for some projects. That's it. So I don't know who's selling them. It changes every day because people sell out, and a new person gets a boot and dismantles it. So your best bet is to get on the RPF and check the junkyard, or check some of the Facebook groups, because they're always popping up there. That being said, I'm going to get my my mask on. I'm going to get my face shield, and if I can find a pair of work gloves, I'm going to also wear those, and get this clamped up in some vice grips so I can get it cherry red hot. Also, one other thing, I'm going to do this outside, because heating it up will produce the fumes as well, and I don't want to do it inside because I don't have good ventilation in the basement. So anyways, we're going to be outside for a second. All right, so I got a really good steel color, just like Danny, who actually gave me the tip about heating it up and using a brush to get it clean of the coating. You can see down here, maybe, there's a little bit of like haziness. That's where the coating's still there, but I can brush it off. Let's see, is it still hot? Yeah, it's a little warm. Yeah, you can see a lot more of it over here, and it just comes off. Alright, I'm hoping I can just straighten these out. Oh geez, that's really strong. that's about as close as it's going to get. It's actually touching. It's closer than I wanted. Not a big deal. I got to get a drill bit that will be slightly bigger than that width, and drill the hole for that rivet to fit in there, so then I can spread the tines back out. Let me find a drill bit for that. Alright, so the drill press is set up. I got to remove the little lips, the little flange or whatever you want to call it, that's on those edges there. Got to shave them off, and I want to do that before I put this on the V2 because I don't want to have to take it back off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little rotary tool and sanding bit, and I'm just going to zip those off. Okay, let's take this old one off. I should probably take the whole pommel off while I'm doing this thing, but I can just unscrew this. We can do a little quick comparison. Oh, that's much bigger. Look at that. It's way bigger. Now, clearly, the real thing's a bit thicker, and we got to make room for that. So I need to take the pommel off. Just need to get my Allen wrenches out, and yeah, that'll be good to go. Alright, that worked. That looks good. It fits in there easily. It's got a tiny little bit of play, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna split that again on the inside. So I think what I'll do is I'll work on splitting it out a little bit, and then you know, get it the rest of the way on the inside. So let me try and figure out how to do that, split that and get it on there. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hold it on the anvil side of the vise, and then I'm going to use a punch and a hammer, which I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's going to take 3 hands. This is a pain in the butt. This part's hard. It's almost like you need a special like jig to hold it, and then some sort of mechanism to split it again, because you're working on the inside of the pommel. So this is a interesting problem to figure out. Alright, so I've got it on there. I beat on it for quite a while off camera. It is still kind of loose. I can't seem to get it tight. I don't think I have the appropriate tool. I don't know if there is an appropriate tool. It might be some sort of jig that's got to be created or invented to properly bend those down, because it is really hard to work on the inside. And then on top of that, the split of, the way the rivet is split is not, it's not parallel to any side. So if it's a square on the top, the split goes diagonally across. So the valley of the circle, the inner diameter here, it naturally just wants to twist to a diagonal position on the outside because of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of quick steel epoxy and just mix that up, and I'm going to backfill it. That way it can't, the little tabs can't spin into the valley. So I'll make sure to get it underneath those, and that should hold it in place pretty securely. And I can, wipe off any excess. I just want to make sure that it's not able to spin freely. I mean, it doesn't spin freely now, but if you put pressure on it, it will turn about, up to a quarter turn. And I think if you sat there and messed with it for a while, it would turn, even more, because, it's metal and it will bend eventually. And this stuff, it is metal, but it is steel, and it does not want to bend easy, but it will eventually bend, and it's, just a matter of time if you're working at it. Anyways, let me mix up some epoxy and backfill this, and then I'm going to be calling it done and putting it back together. Okay, you can see it right there. I just kind of filled it. I tried to get under the tabs so they wouldn't be able to move around too much. I'm going to let this set up for a day. Alright, it's the next day. It is not moving, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm just going to put this back on, and it's done. It's going back to Andy tomorrow, hopefully. Depends on if I can get to the post office or not. But yeah, let me give this a quick attachment, and we're calling it good. Alright, that's it. It's done. Pretty happy with it. I hope Andy's happy with it. It took a lot longer than normal. I got really busy with all kinds of adulting crap, as it happens in life. Anyway, I literally beat the crap out of this thing, because the goal of this prop was to make it look real. Like, not like a replica, like it doesn't have a certain pattern to certain marks or something like that. I beat the it out of it. So it looks like, it was haphazardly handled like a stunt lightsaber would be, and I tried to give it as much of a depth and story through all the scratches and marks all through it, So yeah, it's ready to go. I'm gonna find a box and get it shipped back to Andy. And I'd like to thank everybody that was involved in the project, directly or indirectly. Haloax, for putting out a lot of useful information on the V2. It's very helpful. Check out his channel. Aaron at Solo's Hold for making this kit. It's a cool kit. It wasn't out when I bought my V2s, and so I didn't pick one up because I didn't need a third V2. So it's cool to see the difference between, how one person makes it versus another person, you know, solves a problem a different way. So that was really cool to see, and it's a really nice kit. It's very well made. So you can hit up Solo's Hold for one of those kits, and then of course Andy for sending me this kit. You know, that was cool for him to send it to me to build for him. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this. I think I'm gonna put a blog post up on this. I know I haven't been keeping up with the blog, and but I need to keep updating it, and so I think I need to write something for this. And then I'm going to be getting back to the X-Wing helmet, and I got a small update for the Vader reveal. I got the foam for the headliner, so that's a thing that's got out of the way. I got more parts I'm working on getting, and I got a camera I'm trying to purchase for the other eye, and the actual work on the X-Wing helmet's about to start. So I got some reference photos supposed to be arriving sometime soon that are going to show me some detail that I asked for. I don't really have a good clear photo of, and then I'm gonna start kicking ass on that helmet. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Go out and make some stuff.